Well, would you look who's back? After being shot, blinded, blown up and set on fire, Michael took Halloween 3 off. Probably a wise decision in hindsight. It has been 10 years since Michael Myers cut a bloody path to Laurie Strode and Haddonfield before being involved in a fire explosion at the end of the second movie. Myers didn't die in the fire, but has been in a coma for 10 years. On the night he's being transferred to another hospital, he overhears two paramedics saying he has a niece in Haddonfield. This is enough to wake Michael up, and he kills the two paramedics.
Did Hoffman say anything about living relatives?
Yeah, a niece living in his hometown.
And?
And she's too young to be his legal ward.
So the state owns him?
No, I still don't understand.
Dr. Loomis, still played by Donald Pleasance, also didn't die in the resulting explosion, although he does bear some scars as a result. Finds out about Michael's escape and sets about hunting him down, knowing he'll be heading back to Haddonfield. Stopping at a gas station on the way, Loomis finds the body of some of Michael's victims before running into the killer himself. Before Loomis can shoot him, Michael escapes, destroying Loomis's car and knocking down a load of telephone poles, conveniently stopping any contact with Haddonfield. Meanwhile, in Haddonfield, Michael's niece, Jamie, is living with her foster family and having bad dreams about the bogeyman, but she doesn't understand him. In Haddonfield, it is common knowledge that Myers is her uncle, and she is teased about it at school. On the night of Halloween, Jamie's foster parents go out, forcing her foster sister, Rachel, to look after her. To cheer Jamie up, Rachel decides to take her trick-or-treating, and they go to buy a costume. Michael has also arrived in Haddonfield and is on the lookout for a mask. The costume store is where Jamie and Michael first meet, as she picks out an outfit exactly the same as the one young Michael wore the night he killed his sister.
Rachel! I found the perfect costume! Come see!
With Michael now in town and night beginning to fall, the deaths begin to mount up. Michael is way less subtle than previous and sets about slaughtering everyone in sight. Dr. Loomis arrives, teams with the local sheriff, and they set about trying to find Jamie and stop Michael once and for all. Do they? Well, the resulting sequel suggests otherwise. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, is a simple slasher movie making very little attempt to live up to the legacy left by the first two movies. By no means is it a bad movie, it just has so many glaring faults that you'll be left feeling disappointed. Considering the threat of Myers, that he is only being transported by two paramedics is stupid beyond belief. It doesn't matter if he's been in coma for 10 years, the man has proven to be near indestructible, and if you didn't know that, this movie will spell it out for you. Michael's motivation to go after his niece is also pretty sketchy. The best explanation that anyone can give is the family relation, but since when has it been about wiping out his entire extended family? Is it more about the Haddonfield connection? It's easy to gloss over that, but what isn't so easy to gloss over is just how slow Michael is in this movie. The guy has always been methodical about his killings. He's slow, but will just keep coming. However, in Halloween 4, he moves like he's in slow motion, and his inability to kill a little girl who is crawling away really puts into question his serial killer credibility. Michael can kill a police station full of officers and hillbillies on a truck, but can't stab a child? Yeah, right. It starts to get a bit unbelievable. He just doesn't ever seem to get anywhere, and he can't help but think if he moved just a fraction faster, he might actually kill Jamie. But that's not the only complaint about Mr. Myers though. You see, the actor portraying him seems smaller and less physically imposing. It becomes more noticeable at the end, especially when you can clearly see padding underneath for stunt sections. That being said, there are some wonderful scenes that really add to the Halloween mythos, including a standoff between a freshly escaped Myers and Dr. Loomis in the gas station, and a stabbing with a shotgun. Yes, Michael Myers stabs a teenage girl through the chest with a shotgun. Such force is used that it goes all the way through and into the wood behind. Stupid, but outstanding to look at. One of the nicest surprises about Halloween 4 is the level of acting throughout. Jamie is excellent, Rachel is excellent, most of the cast are great. Special mention though has to go to Donald Pleasance though, who is just as wondrous as expected throughout this movie, constantly sporting hugely melodramatic lines.
10 years ago, he tried to kill Laurie Strode. Now he wants her daughter.
Are you talking about Jamie Lloyd?
Wherever she is, that little child is in mortal danger.
Myers has been locked up since before she was born. He's never laid eyes on her.
6 bodies! Sheriff, that's what I've seen between here and Richmond. A filling station in flames. I tell you, Michael Myers is here in this town. He's here to kill that little girl and anybody who gets in his way.
He just doesn't let up, and the sound of him crying no, no, no over and over again at the end will comfort you in your sleep.
No! No!
Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, is better than expected, as long as you don't hold it up against the first 2 movies. There's so much to enjoy that a fairly obvious mistake, such as during the school section, Michael Myers clearly has blonde hair, can't be ignored. Watching this, you'll find that you can't wait to see what Michael survives next. It's a throwaway Halloween movie, but considering the diminishing returns over the next couple of films, this is probably the last major highlight.